the structure of passive voice is, now let us see the structure of the passive voice. We have seen the structure of the active voice, that is the performer of the action, the doer of the action plus verb plus the receiver of the action, right? That is in active voice. Now the structure of passive voice is the receiver plus the verb plus by, which is the preposition, right? And plus the doer of the action. Here, the receiver is the object, the action is the verb, by is the preposition, and the doer is the subject. Okay, can you see interchange? There's a change in the structure, okay, between the subject and the object. In the active voice, the subject comes first, but in the passive voice, the object, that is the receiver, will always come first. Okay. The rules to change a sentence from active to passive. Now here are some rules which you have to keep in mind when you convert a sentence from active to passive voice. Number 1, the place of subject and object are interchanged. So like I said, the place where the subject is and the place where the object is, it is interchanged. Okay, object is brought to the subject place and the subject is taken to the object place. The object shifts to the place of the subject and subject shifts to the place of the object in the passive voice. For example, in the active voice, now I am the doer of the action, right? I write a letter. Now I am doing the action, so here I am the doer. Write, here's a verb, a letter. So who is receiving the action? The letter is receiving the action performed by me. It is in the active voice, but in the passive voice now we will change, okay? We will change the subject and the object. Here, a letter. Now here, see, a letter is the object, right? Now here in the passive voice, a letter comes first plus is written by me. A letter is written by me. Now I becomes me, okay? Number 2, third form of the verb. Now you know what is the third form of the verb, right? Verb 3, which is the past participle. We call the past participle as verb 3, is always used as main verb in a sentence of passive voice for all tenses. Now, in example number 1, which I gave you, I write a letter. Now, this is the active voice. Now, when I convert this in the passive voice, the verb write, wrote, written. Are you getting it? Write, wrote, written. Now, when I convert it from active to passive, the verb will become the verb 1 will be converted to verb 3, like a letter is written by me. So verb 3 is used as main verb in sentence of passive voice for all tenses. The word by is used before subject in passive voice. So like I said, the preposition by will always be used before the subject, okay, which will appear at the end of the sentence. For example, again, he sings a song. Passive voice. In the active voice, he sings a song. In the passive voice, a song is sung by me. See, sing, sang, sung, right? So a song is sung by me. Now we will learn this, in the next class, we will be doing this formula, okay, in detail in the next class. Number 3, now rule number 3, okay, rule number 1 and 2 we have seen, and rule number 3 is the word by is not always used before the subject in a passive voice. Now here it says that the word by, the preposition by, is not always used, okay, even though like it is said that by always, a by will be, by will be followed by. In the passive voice we have this object plus the verb plus by plus the subject, but it is said in rule number 3, it said we will not be using always the word by in the passive voice. Sometimes by we can also use words like with, to, etc. Okay, words like with, to, etc. are also used. May also be used before the subject in the passive voice. For example, the water fills the tub. Passive voice. The tub is filled with water. Now here we cannot say the tub is filled by water. It's wrong, right? So it's with water. Second example. Active voice. He knows me. I am known to him. Now see, we are using to here instead of by. So according to the sentence, according to the construction of the sentence, we would be using the word by, with, or to. I hope this is understood to all.